I'm Paul Quinn, and I'm running for City Council at large.
Why are you running for the at-large position on City Council?
Frankly, to get things done. I believe that the city needs action-oriented leadership, and I think I bring that to the table.
What is the biggest issue you see the city facing right now, and how do you plan to tackle it?
I think there's a lot of distracting issues right now, the courthouse being one of them, promoting our city being another one of them, the rezoning process being another one. But I think that the foundational issue in our city is leadership, and quite frankly, the lack of leadership at the senior level of our city council.
What is your stance on the new courthouse? Do you agree with the team the city selected to build it, and why or why not?
As far as the team itself goes, I'm not necessarily for or against. What I have issue with on the courthouse is this. I have issue with the process that the city council has followed in bringing the courthouse project to fruition. It's really not my place to say whether the requirement exists or not. I believe we need to take a hard look at the requirements, and we need to link anything we're going to do, any resources we're going to spend, back to real requirements. And I think that we need to do so in an ethical and upright and an outward-focused manner where we're engaging citizens and getting their input, and we're actually listening to what they have to say and what their concerns are. I think that's what leadership does. So, I referenced the courthouse earlier. I think that's just an example of lack of leadership on our city council right now.
What decisions has the council made that you disagree with, and what would you do differently?
Sure. I'll speak in generalities. And the biggest one, aside from the courthouse kind of being the closest gator to the boat and being a hot button issue right now, probably the next biggest one to me is our lack of promotion for our city. So naturally, we as a city have some great resources here. Look at our history. We've probably got more history, more historical relevance packed into 11.4 square miles, or whatever the official number is, than anywhere else in the world. I don't know that, but I'm speculating here, and I think a lot of people would agree with me. We've got a lot to celebrate in terms of history, and frankly, we do a pretty poor job of promoting that. And another natural asset we have, natural resource, is our artistic talent. Our arts community is phenomenal. We have world-class artists sitting right here in Fredericksburg doing their work. Their shops are here in Fredericksburg, and yet they go relatively unnoticed. We seem to do something kind of a little bit under the radar, but every First Friday or an occasional art event. But we're certainly not drawing the crowds that they deserve or could draw if we told people about them. And frankly, partially that's selfish. I think for me to say that, because I think as a city resident and potentially as a council member, ultimately that's ringing the city's cash register, to bring people here to see our art, to buy our art, to go eat at our restaurants, to buy gas here. Everything they'll do in this transaction of coming to our city and visiting is good for the city. So I think when it goes back to kind of what's the other thing that they aren't doing well, it's promoting us. We've got so much to offer, and we're just not telling people about it.
Why do you think you would be the best candidate to be the at-large city council member?
Well, I'm fortunate that there's two positions open here, because there are some good candidates out there. What I bring to the table is leadership, and proven leadership experience. Right? I'll be the first to tell you that I've never been on city council before. All of my opponents have been involved in the city at one level or another, and most of them council members. And Roy McAfee, council member? Not that I'm aware of, but he's been in the planning commission, and he's been involved in other areas, and I respect that. But ultimately what we need is leadership. We don't need more ideas. We have great ideas. We all tend to agree on the ideas. Economic development, good. Increased tourism, good. Incentivizing business, good. But now it's time to act on those ideas and to follow through. And that's what I bring to the table. That's what my experience has been in the Marine Corps, in the business sector. That's what I do for a living. And I'd like to offer that to the city.